What is going on, guys? I hope you're all having a great day. We've actually already gotten the truck. We're heading over to Chasing Colton's, the powder coaters over in Bonifay, Florida. I shot a video with them last video. It's actually doing really well right now, so thank you guys for the support on that video. But what we're doing today is we're actually getting a lot done in the garage off camera, just tying up some loose ends. I watched the CANAM from a ride we had this weekend. It was a night ride, so I didn't record it. I've gone on 3 or 4 night rides since my last CANAM video. I really got to get one up, but I typically don't record when it's at night because of the quality of the footage. But what we've got going on right now, you guys know we have those power driven diesel injectors, 7x11s, and we are making a injector puller. I got this idea from another guy off YouTube, so all credit goes to him. I'll put a link to that video down in the description. But pretty much he welded this 3/4 inch bolt. It's 2 inches long. It's got just a nut and a washer with it. Is what he was using, and this Toyota lug nut that I picked up at O'Reilly's doesn't thread, but when I'm going over to Chasing Colton's, I'm gonna have them weld this on to the end of it. It's actually gonna go this way. It's gonna weld it on. This is gonna thread onto the injector, and then I'm gonna use the nut to tighten it up and pull the injector out. So that is gonna be a video in itself. But this video is gonna be a viewer requested video, and that is, you guys want to know the story behind Colton's Fortune 6.7 that burnt up, that caught on fire. I know the story. It's actually, I'm not gonna say it's a funny story. Towards the end, it's funny. I'll let him tell his story. It's not a funny story at all. He loved that truck, and don't get me wrong. But the end is kind of funny what he said as far as. I'll let him tell that story, man. But yeah, it's very serious in the moment. It did catch on fire. I'll let him tell that entire story. You guys actually requested to hear that, so make sure you guys are dropping a like down below for me following up, going out there. Figured we have to go out there anyway to get this injector install on the road, because I've been meaning to get these injectors put in. All the powder coated goodies are going on the truck. If you guys missed that powder coated video, make sure you guys check that out, my last video. And if you want to know anything about powder coating, the process, I definitely suggest you check that video out. We go through step by step and show you guys start to finish, and it turned out really, really good. But enough of me blabbering on. I'll see you guys when we get there, and it should be a good story. All right, boys, pulling up now, about 30 minutes late because of freaking Hardee's, man. Stopped to get some food to eat on the way up here, and probably worst decision of my life. Oh, excuse me. Probably worst decision of my life, man. Oh, what we got here? Old body style Ford. Still got the brown pearl over there, that first gen. I showed it in the last video. That thing is crazy. And there is our 4th gen, which we're gonna be sharing. Well, Colton's gonna share his story with you guys today on that truck. But like I said, man, freaking Hardee's, good Lord, man. Decent food, but horrible service, man. It took like 30 minutes to get my order, and then it was wrong. But anyway, I'll catch up with you guys here in a minute. Gonna go inside, show them the bolt that I need welded up. Should just take a minute for them to knock that out. Let Colton share his story, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Driver that I drive with, he sent me a picture. He's like super allergic to them.
Yeah.
He sent me a picture on Snapchat of his arm got stung. It was like freaking swollen, massive. I was like, dude. That's what actually burnt this truck down right there.
All right, guys. So we're about to go over here and tell you, or he's about to tell you, Colton's about to tell you what's going on with the Fortune.
Got my hair jacked up, son.
If you guys didn't see the video on the brown pearls, it's the brown pearl, right?
The brown pearl. The
brown pearls truck. Make sure you guys go check that out. It's the last video if you guys want to know anything about this truck. By the way, this is Colton. He's here with Iron 8 Fab and Coatings in Bonifay, Florida. They do the sickest powder coating. If you guys need anything powder coated, make sure you guys check them out. I'll leave their information down in the description below. But he has got a 4th gen that if I can find the video to it, I will put it in before you guys see it all burnt up now. I'm gonna try to find the footage and add it to this video of it doing, you said burnouts?
Actually just donuts.
Donuts?
There's a big old clay pit over here where they built the interstate off of. They dug a bunch of dirt out of.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we just went in there and just did donuts after donuts after donuts in the dirt.
Nice. But here's what it looks like now. So let's get a walk around of it, and then let's hear the story behind it. So obviously you can see there's no engine, transmission, even a battery. You do have a steering box in it though.
The steering box is still in there. And actually
and steering shaft.
The steering brace. I actually put steering brace on that truck just because we had good luck with it on our 3rd generation truck. And I was like, heck yeah. It's just after a while, like I said, this is the same guy I bought that 05 from.
Oh, okay.
He buys a new truck every 5 years.
Dang, you got this one from him.
Mm-hmm.
Get the front diff cover off of it.
Yep. I actually powder coated those and sold them to a kid. Didn't sell them to a kid. He paid me for the powder coat and was supposed to exchange me out. And if I'm right, maybe he did because of, yeah. There's his.
Oh yeah.
Factory one's right there that I'm supposed to put on there. Yeah, that actually had some powder coat on it until all the mold and green stuff grew on it.
All right, so what exactly happened to this thing? It is a mega cab.
Yes.
I mean, it ain't no cheap truck. And it happened how long ago?
Oh shoot, probably 3, 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
4 years ago, man. So it's
yeah, because
been
I
a
bought
while.
this truck in 2015.
And it was new when it
for a
happened.
couple months.
Yeah, it was new when it happened. All right, so tell them what the story is. They're dying to know.
So, had the truck for probably about a couple months. You know, it was fairly stock, but stock's never fun.
No.
So I was just looking for stuff, and I come across a add a turbo kit from Industrial Injection, is what I come across for $850. It was a S475 over the stock turbo, and I was like, all right, there's something going on here. Contacted the guy about it. He was like, I pulled it off my truck, sold the truck. It's missing a couple parts, you know, but the majority of it's there.
Yeah.
So I was like, heck yeah, I'll do it. He actually had the upgraded one. It had the, oh man, the wastegate. There's a pipe that comes off where the old EGR goes and comes in. And I'm trying to think of the name of this company. I have it in there. And so it already had the wastegate kit with it, which is like an added $550 just by itself. So I got all that, got the truck, or had the truck, got that kit, excited as heck, went.
So you revving that 3rd gen up already?
I know, already got it together.
Good Lord, that was quick.
But so threw it on there. The truck I'd probably had the truck for a month before I lifted it with the wheels and tires and stuff on it. So that was already done to it. Then a couple months later, I threw the added turbo kit on there, and I'm talking, the truck was awesome. Like, it was pretty awesome just tuned when I bought the truck off factory. I don't know if I said that or not yet.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just off factory. Got it tuned from Anarchy Diesel, and their tuning at the time, they were the only ones that actually had EFI Live for the 2010s trucks. So that I got from, I really wanted Hardway, but he hadn't released anything yet for it, so I was like, and you know, we're right beside Hardway.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you guys didn't
like,
know, we're right by Hardway, which is one of the most
so
famous
torn.
shops.
And then the worst part about it was I bought not PPE guys, freaking Anarchy's tuning, and then literally a month later, Ryan over at Hardway released his. But
Dang.
So, all right, truck's done. Got lift, wheels, tires, looking good. Got the compound turbo kit. Awesome hearing that 75 just scream under the hood. And I don't know if you have any video of Tristan or not, from us riding over at Tristan's or not, or.
No, I didn't record that day.
All right, but they'll probably end up seeing Tristan maybe one day or something on
Probably,
there with his
yeah.
big white Cummins. But we were staying the night over at his house, just friends having fun, and just at his house chilling. It was probably like 1 in the morning, and we're like, dude, we are starving. We can run to McDonald's. It's right down the road, open 24/7. We're good. So everybody jumps out of the jacuzzi, you know, we're all soaking wet, drying off, jump in the truck.
Completely sober, right?
completely soaked.
100%.
I'm talking 100%, you know. But we get in the truck, and I still hadn't put this on the max effort tune yet. I'm trying to think of what his, I think it's 180 horse.
Yeah.
I've left it on like the 120 or 115 or 120 the whole time I've drove the truck around. And everybody, you know, always got to be like, do it. So they ended up talking me into it. Oh, I would step in an ant bed right there.
Dang.
But
yeah.
So they talked me into it. I put it on the big tune, and it pulled, dude. It pulled awesome. I was like, this thing it's just blowing the tires off.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, first, second, you know, and then it hit.
And you had some pretty big tires at the time, didn't you?
Yeah, 35. You'll see the whole setup actually, and the actual truck had a fender dome exhaust.
Nice.
Because that was one of the things when I got the kit from the guy. It didn't have the downpipe that come with it. He just had the flange cut off, and I was supposed to weld it onto it. But I was so impatient at the time, I was like, I got a 90 in the shop real quick. I just slap it on there and shove it out the exhaust. That's actually the way I got that Duramax right now, since it's got the compound turbo piping on it right now. I didn't want to hack it up and build another downpipe, so I just kind of modified it a little bit. So we get our food, and we get back on the highway, and everybody's like, man, let's see how fast it'll go. Let's see how fast it'll go. I'm like, all right, it's, you know, all right. So I nail it, and we were just getting speed. Before you know it, the gauge is already past 120. So we don't even know how fast it's going, except for my buddy kept on Snapchat. And his Snapchat video was like 125. His next Snapchat picture or video was 130.
Yeah.
By the time it was all said and done, his last Snapchat before it was a Snapchat of it burning was like 142.
Jeez.
So it was cooking. Well, so we're cruising along about good. My brother the whole time's like, you're an idiot, you need to slow down, you're gonna kill us all. It's a really straight road, so, you know, still not smart.
Yeah, it was in Mexico too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This happened in Mexico.
Dude, it is crazy how straight those roads are in Mexico.
Yeah, they are, man. The Waffle Houses are so good over there too.
Dude, it's ridiculous. So, next thing I know, we're getting it, dude. The turbos are screaming. You can just hear that 75 just whistling. And then boom, and I'm like, yep. I was like, I just split that boost pipe. I don't know if you know, but the factory boost pipe on the 4th generations are plastic coming up right here. Some of them are plastic. And I was like, that finally split. Nope. What had happened was the turbo shaft ended up snapping. These are real bad. What the actual thrust bearing, these turbos will walk, and it ended up walking into the housing, and when it walked in the housing, it snapped the shaft, and it ripped from the hot pipe from the actual HE 351 VE, ripped a hole in it, and once this comes out of the turbo, you just have a hole that big that can just force oil through it. It ripped the hole through the exhaust, and it's just pouring hot oil against the side of the engine, and pretty much the main place was right here in the actual transmission tunnel down there, and that's where the fire started.
Okay.
So
it just spread from there.
Just spread from there, and there was nothing we can do about it.
So tell them about how you were grabbing everything out. That was probably like anybody else would do. You said you grabbed your tuner.
Yeah, I grabbed my tuner. I grabbed everything I thought at the time, you know, that was valuable. I did forget one of the main things I'm mostly upset about was my dad had some aviators glasses.
Oh, dang.
From when he was younger. Not younger, but, you know, probably in his 20s to 30s. And he had them for a while, and he ended up passing them on to me. And good old me left them in the center console, and, you know, there wasn't much left of them.
Dang, man.
So those burnt. So that's mainly the main thing I'm probably was the most upset that actually got burned in there and left in there. Chase ended up leaving some sunglasses in there that they got burnt, but like you said, tuner come out. Some AR magazines that were in there come out.
Hey, it would be bad if them things start cooking off, man.
Yeah, exactly. So we definitely made sure, but yeah, that's about it.
Tell them about you were with some buddies, and they were from that area that y'all were in Mexico, and you were asking them, you know, if there was any ponds near you on that road, and they said they didn't know. And
yeah,
then the next day,
they said they surely didn't know. But when we went back to do some cleanup, you know, we told the law enforcement in that area that, you know, we were going to clean the mess up and get everything said and done. And literally to the left across the road was a pond.
You could have just ran it into
it because of, and if, you know, all my vehicles have a fire extinguisher in them now, just because this could have been put out easily with a fire extinguisher. The fire wasn't that bad at first. It's just you couldn't get anything to it to where it was at. And then once it really started burning the insulation off the firewall that was soaked with oil, and then wire started burning up underneath it, it just kept on and kept on. And I actually had to pull up a picture and get you to, I can like send it to you. You going, brother?
Yeah.
No. Oh man, it was nice meeting you, bro.
Nice meeting you too, man. I'm serious about YouTube stuff, man. I'll get up with you.
All right, for sure, man. I'll help you out. I'm down.
Heck yeah. So
I'm off this weekend too.
that's
Yeah, probably gonna try and make a video this weekend, actually.
All right.
what you gonna make it of?
Huh?
So what you gonna make it of?
What do you mean?
So what would you make it of?
We're going to Georgia. We're picking up that IS 300.
Oh, all right.
$1,000 2JZ, baby.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna bring it home, slap a turbo on it, and see what it'll do.
Slap a Cummins in it.
Hey, we got plenty of turbos around here. We'll find one of them that fits.
But after this, you ended up jumping into a Duramax, right?
Right. Actually, the friends that were with me at the time, and we were staying at their house, it's actually their dad's Duramax.
Okay.
The deal on it was so good at the time. It was like I was ready to get back into another truck. Obviously, I'm going back to a Cummins.
Yeah.
You know, another 4th generation, you know, mega cab. I don't know, we'll see what this new 5th generation 2020 hopefully mega cab looks like. You know, I'm kind of,
they've released pictures of it, man. It looks all right. I mean, it's just like the 4th gens. When they came out, no one liked them.
yeah.
It's the same thing every single time. When the new Chevys came out, no one liked them. Now look at them. Everyone's got a new Chevy.
I gotta have one, like the new Super Duties, you know, when they first come out, everybody's like, oh,
ugly as
what
hell,
the
and now
heck?
they look badass.
Now you're like, damn,
when people modify them, it's like the first person on Instagram modifies it, looks badass, and then everybody wants to get it. But yeah, that is the update. I don't want to keep Colton too long. I know he's working on some stuff. That is the story, not the update, but the story behind the 4th gen mega cab, and that is what happened.
But it will live again one day, but as a mud truck. So that's the whole reason I actually was going to sell it to a guy, because he was going to build a mud truck out of it. But we finally agreed on a price, and he said he was going to come and get it, and it never happened. So I'm taking his idea, and I'm like, you know what? I'll drop some 2.5-ton Rockwells underneath it. I don't know if you've seen all the 12-valve Cummins engines we have over there, but we got a couple, so we're going to end up dropping one of those in it with probably a NV 4500 to keep it simple. Keep it simple and stupid, and some bucket seats.
Hell yeah. Well, that is going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy the story. A lot of people were asking me through DMs on Instagram, and a couple people Snapchatted me, what's the story behind the 4th gen? So I hope you guys did enjoy that video on the 4th gen. Thanks to Colton again for sharing that with us, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. We will see you guys in the next one.
Shooting kilo with a hottie, edges over there shooting pool.